Well, hello everyone, Larry Satchwell here. Already January 1st, 2024, brand new year. I wish you and yours all the best in this upcoming year. Karen normally cleans these stalls, but every once in a while I like to get in here ahead of her and use it in the garden. And I'm going to put this on my new daffodil beds. I've already put some up there last week. I want to add to it. This is where the goats sleep at night. They usually curl up in a corner, and they don't mind doing their business in their own bed. So there's a lot of accumulated goat manure in here. Not much horse manure because normally the horses don't spend the night here, and we keep the gate closed during the day. We had a horse one time that would spend all day in the pasture, but if he had to do his business, he'd walk up here and do it in the stall. So we finally kept the stalls closed. You may notice Santa back here. If you've been a long-time viewer, you know that I'm into recycling and upcycling. I have a playlist for it. Well, the high school I coached at had a fundraiser in December for about 3 years in a row, and all the organizations had to make a big Christmas card out of 2 sheets of 4x8 plywood. The swim team, the Latin team, the Spanish team, the Beta Club, all made these, and it was a contest. Well, that went on for about 3 years, and the plywood just kept piling up by the shot put circle. And I finally asked the athletic director, I said, what are you going to do with all that plywood? He says, man, can you take that away from me? I said, yes, sir. Took 2 pickup loads to bring all that plywood here. And that's how I could afford to have this barn. Well, you can see it's a brisk morning by the horse's breath out there. They just got fed. So I'm going to put this up on the daffodil beds. Come along, and then we'll stop by the garden. I'm going to put this right up here by Jimmy's Mama's butterfly bush. You see I've already added some there, and I've added some over there where the burpee bulbs are. It's just easiest to dump it and then rake it. I hope you had a great Christmas. We had an exceptional Christmas. It was really the first nice Christmas since the pandemic. Everybody was here at least for a while. Some had to leave a little earlier than others. But the Texans were here, and we really enjoyed their stay. I'll show you what they helped me with in the garden here in a minute. But I'll keep adding to this all winter. The goats normally don't sleep in that stall in the summer. But this is going to add a nice blanket on top of those daffodil bulbs and other bulbs. Speaking of recycling and upcycling, it's also a somber time for me. My dad passed away on December 31st, 1981. And this was actually his rake. It stayed at my mom's house until she passed away about 6 or 7 years ago now. And it was one of the first things I grabbed to claim as my own. Kind of cool, isn't it? Well, I have to take the wheelbarrow back to the barn. Let's stop by the garden on the way. Well, here we are at the top of the garden. We had a heavy frost last night and the night before, but everything is looking pretty good. It's very typical this time of year. It gets down into the upper 20s, low 30s, and then high 40s and mid 50s in the day. In fact, it was 56 here yesterday, so I took advantage of that. I'll show you that in a minute. I do have some daffodils coming up, Even some blooms. There's a bloom down there. No blooms on those yet. But the USDA has just come out with a new zone chart, and I have moved from 7B to 8A. They compared the temperatures between, I think it was 2012 and 2022, and changed the chart. I'll put a link to this chart below. This daffodil has 2 blooms on it, 2 buds. Let's go down to the garden. I still have some blooms hanging on that yarrow, and there's some more over there. And this bud is just coming out. That's amazing. While the Texans were here, they wanted to plant something, so we've got a great stand of lettuce in the basement under my grow lights. We've been harvesting it and having at least a side salad or a main salad at least once a week. So under the tunnel here, they helped me plant, and then yesterday it was 56 degrees, so I planted a few more. It'll soon be time for me to plant some more seeds under the grow lights, and I can start putting that out here anytime now, especially in the latter part of January and early part of February, especially under my tunnel here. Won't have any trouble at all. Christmas Day, we had a ton of rain, over 2 inches. I took a picture of it. Here it is. While I had the temperatures nice and warm yesterday, I went ahead and uncovered this bed and tilled it up. I think that if it's tilled up, it will decompose a little bit faster. I'm going to leave it open here for a few days. We're expecting more rain on Wednesday and some heavier rain next Saturday. And I want it to freeze and thaw several times. And then I'll cover it back up after that rain on Saturday. With our warm temperatures during the day, it's not going to freeze very often with the black plastic over it. My Shasta daisies that I planted in the basement, I'm going to put those up by that daffodil bed next spring. They're looking great. But that's about the only thing we got going in the garden on this windy day. Here's that other bloom I wanted to show you. And there are, of course, several dandelions. Kate had a dandelion in her hair the other day when she was here. It was really nice on that Saturday. They were able to get out and play. I'm going to leave you here. I think I'll go over by the waterfall. It's nice and peaceful over there. I've taken my benches out. We keep our pond pumps going year-round here in Georgia. The fish just in suspended animation down there, not moving. I don't even see their fins moving. They're just sitting there. Best wishes for you in 2024. The gardening catalogs keep coming, and I keep dreaming of warmer weather. I'm not a winter person. Thanks for watching.